It's Accountech Bytes, the petty cash pep talk for the platform powered practitioner, bringing you the latest news from the world of accounting tech with me, Tom Herbert. Thank you for tuning in. And if you find this useful, please like, subscribe, or follow. It's a bumper edition this week, so let's get straight into it. And we start in MTD Corner with news that banking giant HSBC has joined the likes of Starling, Monzo, and Tide by offering business bank customers making tax digital software from within its own platform. Similar to the Monzo announcement that I covered last year, this has been made available via a partnership with Sage, whose software is embedded into the platform. HSBC's business customers will be able to file straight from HSBC UK to HMRC. The capabilities seem to be available via something called My Business Finances, which is available to eligible HSBC UK business banking customers. I'm not sure if that's an additional fee or if it's all in. It seems to be free for 3 months. And then there's a charge of, £6.50 a month for sole traders and landlords for its MTD service and financial insight tools. Looking at the website, they're very much selling it as a one-stop shop here. No more toggling between apps, no need for multiple subscriptions. If we're going by the comments section on the Monzo story, accounting web readers think it's a pretty scary prospect and one that isn't going to work out very well for HMRC. I guess we're going to find out. Let's check in on some Making Tax Digital testing now, and HMRC's Craig Ogilvie has shared some figures. So total sign-ups to the testing regime has passed 20,000. Lots of developers filing quarterly updates, and they've even had 12 end-of-year filings from Intuit QuickBooks, Cirrostratus, FreeAgent, Absolute, and Iris. Now, if you're dealing with a client who's encountered Making Tax Digital for the first time, I'd highly recommend the Low Incomes Tax Reform Group, Liturgy's MTD guidance. There's plenty in here about the what, why, and how. And I'd highly recommend the software page, which contains some really useful guidance and avoids the underhand promotion that some of these guides contain. And let's round off the MTD section with the now traditional plug for the Finance, Accounting and Bookkeeping Show, 11th and 12th of March 2026 at the NEC in Birmingham. Tickets at fab.uk, where you can see sessions like this one about building an MTD-ready practice. So talking firms through what MTD looks like on a day-to-day delivery basis. So how work moves through the firm, how often clients need support, how teams can handle the more frequent deadlines, and how pricing holds up when volume increases. And this session is brought to you by friends of the show, Aaron Patrick, Emma Rawson, and KPM's Toshia Patel. I'm not saying Emma Slack isn't a friend of the show. I've just never met her. What do they say about a stranger, a friend you haven't met? Anyway, let's move on. The Telegraph is one of many publications to cover the SaaSpocalypse. So tech company valuations plunging as executives struggle to convince investors, convince the market that they're riding the wave rather than being wiped out by artificial intelligence. This piece covers an investor call with Christian Klein, the boss of SAP, that recently lost $33 billion worth of value. Xero stock price crashed 14% to a multi-year low, although its CEO, Sukhinder Singh Cassidy, came out swinging against this, saying that the company's core products can't be easily replicated by artificial intelligence tools because its data gives it an edge over newer rivals. That's from Tess Bennett over at the Australian Financial Review. So what's spooking the vendors and their investors? Here are a couple of examples. This from Mark Barrett. Gen AI tool Anthropic has just released a legal contract review plugin. So for £16 a month, you have a dedicated legal plugin that automates contract review, NDA triage, and compliance workflows. As Mark points out, the capability is genuine, but the shortfalls are pretty terrifying. So no audit trails, no compliance API, no central admin controls. That doesn't really matter for now, but I think it's where we're headed that bothers the investors. So customizable AI agents embedded into legal operations for a fraction of the price of some of these specialist tools. and not restricted to legal professionals. Can you hear that moat draining? Now, I briefly mentioned OpenClaw last week. I think it was called Maltbot then, but it's since changed its name. But for those who didn't see that, it's a personalized AI agent that's embedded within your system and works autonomously doing tasks for you. Now, Circuit's Dudley Gould covered this for the site and asked, should accountants pay attention? In his view, OpenClaw isn't the system that reshapes how accountants operate, but what it represents. These autonomous agents working proactively, persistently, and independently almost certainly will. Fascinating stuff. Let's stick with AI and go across the pond where Intuit, the parent company of QuickBooks, TurboTax, etc., has launched a new career pipeline program, so designed to equip more than 1 million students in the accounting industry over 5 years with the critical digital data and advisory skills they need to pursue a career in accounting as the AI era kicks off. A smart move to equip these students with knowledge of AI and knowledge of your software. Some more AI training news, and ICAW has announced the launch of its Gen AI in Professional Practice course, marking the first phase of a collaboration between the professional body and tech giant Microsoft. It says here the program will bring practical insight into the use of Microsoft 365 Copilot in an accountancy context. Now, I'm fairly confident that the previous training course will be better than the UK government's recently announced AI Skills Hub, which, according to an investigation in The Telegraph, is nothing more than a rushed, vibe-coded hack job, which cost the taxpayer £4.1 million. Shades of the Help to Grow Digital scheme and many more. The Telegraph's investigation revealed that the hub contained courses that seemed to be AI-generated scams, courses that were more than 20 years old, degrees that cost thousands of pounds but offered no meaningful qualifications, and courses that didn't exist at all. Thanks to Ed Newton Rex for bringing that one to my attention. And speaking of bringing things to people's attention, it would be remiss of me not to point out that we have an AI for Accountants newsletter. This comes out every Monday and offers practical jargon-free insight on how AI is changing accounting. Just visit our newsletter page, a link to which you can find in the description, tick the box, hit the yellow button, and you're all signed up. Let's get on to some new stuff now, and accounting automation system Dext has launched a new payments feature that allows firms and their clients to approve and pay supplier invoices from inside its platform. This went on general availability earlier this week, starting with UK users on Xero, but will be available to other general ledgers later this year. A couple of bits of Xero news, and UK Xero partners will shortly have access to a new accounts production experience for limited companies directly in Xero. So UK Xero partners will be able to provide statutory accounts of the FRS 102 and FRS 102 1A variety, with instant previews of full and filleted accounts and flexible report tailoring. And the Kiwi Cloud Pusher will also be bringing a new version of its corporation tax experience into this workflow. Both of these new features are slated to arrive in February, but as it says here, please don't base purchasing decisions on this timeline. And another bit of Xero news, the new Xero work papers is due to land next month. This is provided via a partnership with Aussie compliance specialists BGL. So this includes things like custom checklists and real-time collaboration, and is expected to roll out in March 2026 via the new Xero Partner Hub. Last week I published an article on AI bookkeeper training platform Hey Monica, which aims to bridge the gap between textbook and live bookkeeping work for those making their way in the industry. So before our budding bookkeepers get their hands on live ledgers, Hey Monica provides them with training, talking them through various client scenarios, using dummy data, and giving junior accounting professionals a boost in confidence that they've done realistic work experience without firms sacrificing billable hours or the risk of them touching live data. A quick update from Engager co-founder Johan Gori. They've just rolled out 3 updates to practice management tool Engager, which is of course now under the TaxCalc umbrella. So new and Engager, dark mode in the client portal, automatic status updates on phase completion, and service safeguards. Thank you, Johan. Spotlight Reporting has begun testing the integration between it and Sage's mid-market product, Sage Intacct. What's new in Excel? January has landed. So agent mode in Microsoft 365 Copilot is now generally available. You can now import and edit data using Power Query. Insiders can bring data into Excel with the new import functions. And Excel for Windows now offers descriptive error cards to help you understand and fix errors more easily. I'm by no means a power user, but this feels useful. This from AI bookkeeping tool Briefcase. You can now communicate with Briefcase using natural language. So when you upload a document, you can add a note, and Briefcase's AI will automatically use that context to guide categorization, assign tracking codes, split line items correctly. Thank you, Ruben. In an interesting and unusual move, acquisitive software group Access has announced that two CEOs are better than one, as Jonathan Jorgensen has joined Chris Bain. Both will be CEOs of the Access Group, with one focusing on the platform, the other on customer and employee. Data Switcher and Move My Books have announced that they will merge to create a global leader in accounting data migration. I always find that word merge an interesting one. I understand it's easier than Company A has bought Company B, but let's play digital detective here. Clue 1 is posted on the Data Switcher website. Clue 2, the first quote is from the Data Switcher managing director. Clue 3, Move My Books founder Adrian Pearson will retire following the transaction. Make of that what you will. And that's your lot for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd be kind enough to like, subscribe, or follow, I'd be eternally grateful. And while you're doing that, why not sign up to our Thursday accounting technology email to keep up to date with the fast moving world of accounting technology? Visit our newsletter page, pop your address in the box, hit the yellow button, and you're signed up. I'll be back next week with another video. Bye for now.